I have a cousin who's gay, and he hid it for most of his life. You know, he was afraid to do it, to tell the family, like, listen, I'm gay. And the person he feared most was his father, because this bastard, when he was younger, he would go pick up gay hookers and beat them. So my cousin was terrified into revealing himself or telling, you know, his family, you know, this is who I am, this is me. I believe he was at work. And his sister went into his room and started like snooping around. She found pictures, a diary, and instead of being a respectful person and put it away and just like let it go, she immediately went to the parents, told them my uncle was gonna kill him, was gonna beat his ass. His brother wanted to beat his ass, she wanted to beat his ass. My aunt was ashamed and embarrassed and shunned him from the house. Like, pretty much, long story short, he was not allowed to go back into the house. He ended up moving up north, and we barely see him. Today's subject is going to be about Bruce Jenner transitioning into Caitlyn Jenner. Not really transitioning, because I don't feel like it's a transition. I feel like finally showing the world who she really is. I do agree with it, to be who you want to be. If that makes you happy, then by all means, I applaud you. And it takes a lot of courage to do what she has done. And the reason why I want to talk about this is because I go on Facebook a lot, and I'm going through, and when the message came out, a lot of positive views on it, like, oh, congratulations. And with all that positive, there were still enough negatives. A lot of people talking about her being a science experiment, about not being important. There's a lot of more important social issues instead of following her and her story. What people don't seem to understand is that it is a huge step towards the future. It is an important step. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you look, like for me, example, I was born in the 90s, okay? So when I was younger, I was taught, and I'm sure everybody in my age group would agree, we were taught that being gay was not necessarily a good thing. I mean, it should be accepted and respected, but it was still considered a taboo. And I lived in a religious household, so it was considered taboo. To transition into nowadays that everybody is okay with it and accepting, it's good. You know, it teaches youth, kids, teenagers who have had that issue, who, you know, don't feel comfortable in their own skin, and they don't believe that the appearance they have is who they really are deep inside. You know, it veers them off. It veers them off of like wanting to hurt themselves, wanting to kill themselves, or having to live a lie that, you know, doesn't make anybody happy. So nowadays that we see Caitlyn doing this, it's gonna prevent situations like this to happen. It's gonna, you know, broaden the mindset of people. It's gonna teach people to be more accepting, you know, not be so ignorant and so closed-minded. I think that's great. Now, one of the comments or the discussions was that, oh, Akon is investing in a water project, and, you know, 600 million people can drink clean water, and you should be, the media should be paying attention more to that as opposed to paying attention to Caitlyn. Yes and no. I don't believe that one event is bigger than the other event. I feel like both are for positives, and both help millions of people, whether you see it or not. And you can immediately see the effects of him, and you can see, like, the town, you know, they get to drink clean water, and people won't get sick, and, you know, you see that immediately. But in terms of what Caitlyn did, it's gonna affect people to a more personal level. You might not see it as what Akon did, but it's still gonna be visible. You know, it's still gonna help people. It's still gonna, you know, they're doing it for the greater good. And sometimes people don't want the media attention. Sometimes they want, you know, things to be private. You know, not everything is about having the whole world looking at you, oh, look at me, I'm a great person. It's not always about that. Maybe Akon didn't want the media attention to be on him while he did that. Where opposed, Caitlyn thought it was necessary. But all in all, I think it's a good direction. It's a good direction. I feel like it's gonna help people out. I feel it's gonna motivate people to live their lives as they want to live it and not live in fear, or not hide around it, or not live, you know, behind the bushes, scared that people will find out their secret. You know what I'm saying? Like, in my book, you're still a human being. If you're a good person, you're a good person regardless of how you identify yourself. That's all I had for today. That's my thought on the whole thing. I'll talk to you guys next time, and you guys have a great day. All right, take care.